Welcome back to another day of Minecraft 101. This is a tutorial series to help you get started in Minecraft. As you can see, I'm standing inside a little survival hut. This is a first day type of house. It doesn't even have a roof yet. If you've been in Minecraft, you've been just running around collecting some wood, maybe getting yourself some early tools and so on, this is probably what your first house will look like. This will keep out zombies and creepers and things and stop you from getting blown up, which is always a plus. Without a roof, it will not keep out spiders or endermen, but it provides some basic protection against the main monsters that you might see. You'll have to add a roof later on, but for your first night, this is not a bad little hut to create. So I'm going to show you how to make some of the things that you see in here. You need a crafting table is one of your first things you're going to make. A furnace is definitely a first time thing. Chest to keep your stuff in. If you've been out wandering around Minecraft, you might have killed a pig, you might have cut down a tree so far, you might have gotten a couple saplings, some apples from oak trees, picked up some cobble. If you've been doing a little mining, you might have mined a little bit of coal. So there's some of the things you might want to store in your chest. You make a bed, and that allows you to sleep through the night, and it also sets your spawn point so that if you are out wandering around the world and something happens, a mob gets you or whatever, then when you respawn you'll appear back here at your bed instead of out in the wilderness wherever you first appeared in the world. So to get on with things, go over here and you can see some of the first day types of things. The first thing I want to talk about is all the different ores in Minecraft. These are things that you'll find when you're mining. You'll find coal ore, and that will give you coal when you mine it. You put 9 pieces of coal into a crafting table, you get a block of coal, and that applies to all these different things. Iron ore, you're going to find that when you start mining down into the depths a little bit further. You cook that to get iron ingots, and that's what you make a lot of your tools and things out of. And if for storage purposes, if you have a ton of iron you just want to store in smaller areas, you can put 9 pieces of iron into a block and store it in your chest a little more easily. Same thing with gold. Redstone, when mined, comes out like this, just a little pile of redstone, and again you can make it into blocks, for easier storage and to use, because redstone is the basically the electronics of Minecraft. It powers things, and it also acts as wire to carry energy from one place to another. So coal and iron you find somewhat closer to the surface. Those are probably the first things you'll find when you start mining. As you go a little deeper, you get down to about the 12 on the Y coordinate. Let me get out of this a second. You can get your coordinates by holding the function key and hitting F3, and as you can see, it gives you your coordinates, your X and Y coordinates, and then this number right here in the middle tells you where you're at in the height and depth of the world. This one says at 4 because I'm in a super flat world, and it's just an oddball thing that does. When you're mining, you're going to want to look for about a 12 to get to the gold, redstone, diamonds, emeralds, lapis. These types of things are at the lower levels. Lapis is used for enchanting and also for making dye. Emeralds can be traded with villagers to get items that you can't craft in the game. Diamonds you are going to need if you want to go visit the Nether, and if you want to make an enchanting table. They're important. They also make really good armor and tools. Nether quartz is an oddball thing. You only get that in the Nether, and it's used to make blocks of quartz, which can then be used for building, and it just makes a really pretty block. So those are the ores that you get when you're mining. You also get cobblestone when you mine stone, as you can see. Now when you get coal ore, you can mine it with a wooden pickaxe, which is probably the first pick you'll make. It takes a little bit longer, but then you get the coal that way. Iron and the other ores, you have to have at least a stone pickaxe to get iron. Diamond, emerald, redstone and so on, you need an iron pickaxe. So as you go through the game, you have to upgrade your tools in order to get the different ores. So it's kind of important to keep upgrading. Moving along, to make a crafting table, these are the very first things you'll make when you're in Minecraft. Crafting table, just 4 pieces of oak planks. You get oak planks by putting a log in your crafting grid. This is your crafting grid. You get that by pressing E. You put 1 log here, you'll get 4 planks. I thought I had a log in there, but I guess I don't. And once you get the planks, you make the crafting table. The crafting table in turn gives you a larger grid so that you can do more crafting. Your first pickaxe is probably going to be wood because you need that to get the stone to upgrade to a stone pickaxe, which looks like that. This is the configuration for all your pickaxes. 2 sticks, 3 pieces of whatever material, and then you'll get the whatever type of material you put in these 3 slots is the type of pick you'll get, and that applies to all the tools. 8 pieces of cobble in a circle, you get a furnace. And that's for cooking ores, for cooking food. You need it for quite a few things. 6 planks in this configuration will give you 3 doors. Each different type of wood will give you a different type of door. I'll cover that in another tutorial. So if you want a different looking door, if you don't like the oak, you can always do the different types of wood to get different things. And the wood chests actually are in this box. To make a chest to put your things in, it's 8 pieces of wood in a circle, the planks. Get a chest out of that. For cutting down trees, you'll want an axe, 2 sticks, 3 pieces of material. A hoe is used for planting your wheat, 2 sticks, 2 pieces of material. A shovel is for digging sand, gravel, and dirt, and that's 2 sticks and 1 piece of material. I'd get some of this stuff out here so I can show you a couple things. If you want a double chest, like you see these, a single chest is what you get with the 8 pieces of wood. You just get a single chest like that. Now if you set another chest next to it, you get a double chest. It just gives you a little more space. To pick that up again, just take your axe, and you can see a single chest is just a little smaller space. Now your hoe is this slot. Right click to till the land, right click with the seeds to plant them, and you end up, that'll take a while, but eventually it'll grow wheat. And with wheat you can go into a crafting table, right click to place the items in the crafting table. 3 wheat give you a loaf of bread, which is something you can eat and restore your health with. So that's what wheat is for. Some of the more advanced tools in Minecraft, you'll want a sword at some point. Sometimes you start out with a wooden or a stone sword. Iron is the most common because iron is easier to find while mining. You can make a gold sword, but it won't be as durable or as effective as an iron sword. And diamond is the best type of sword because, as you can see, it has 7 attack damage, where iron sword only has 6, so it just makes it a little easier to fight the bad guys. Flint and steel is used for lighting fires. You're going to need that later on when you go into the nether. Actually, I already have one in my inventory, so I'll leave that in there. 2 pieces of iron makes you a pair of shears for shearing sheep. Flint and steel is a piece of iron and a flint, which you get from mining gravel. Sometimes it'll pop up as a flint. A bed is 3 oak planks, 3 pieces of wool, which you get from sheep, which is what you need the shears for. And I'll demonstrate that in a couple minutes here. Let's try to remember to do that this time. Fishing rod is a handy way to get food. You need 3 sticks, 2 string. The string you get either from killing spiders or from in the mines. Sometimes you'll find cobwebs. If you break them with your sword, they will drop string. So that's where you get your string from. A fishing rod is a really handy little thing. I'll show you how to use that in a moment. You'll catch these 4 types of fish. Just raw fish is the basic fish in Minecraft. Salmon, a clownfish, and a pufferfish. The raw fish and the salmon can be cooked to make food, which will give you more saturation, better, it'll fill you up faster. The clownfish can only be eaten raw, or they can be used as decoration. You can put them in an item frame. Pufferfish, I don't recommend eating. They will poison you, but you can put them in a brewing stand and make a potion of water breathing, which allows you to breathe underwater, which can come in handy later on too. Weapons. For a long-range weapon, a bow and arrow is a really handy thing to have. Again, the string, 3 sticks in this configuration. You get a bow, a stick, a feather from a chicken, and a flint from mining gravel. You get 4 arrows. They can be anywhere in your inventory. They don't have to be in your hotbar to shoot them. In order to use a bow, you right-click and release, and that releases your arrow. Right-click to draw back, release it to release the arrow. As you can see, it shoots. When you've shot your arrow into a block, you can just pick your arrow back up. If you actually shoot a animal or a monster, then you don't get your arrow back. But that's a bow and arrow. Before I get into armor, I'm actually going to show you how to shear a sheep, provided I can find one. I have some over here in the pens when I want to do the animals. Shears are actually used for a couple different things. There's a sheep out here, so we'll just run out here and get this guy. Just because we can. Shears are a really handy tool. You right click, you get a bald sheep. When they eat the grass, after a while he'll take he'll eat this grass in front of him, and then he'll just grow his wool back. So even though the sheep is bald, he won't stay bald forever. Shears are also good for taking, if you want to collect leaves without breaking them, or tall grass without breaking it. You can do that by left-clicking the shears. And you can, if you run across mushrooms, which are those red guys back there, and we'll talk about those in another tutorial, you can actually right-click the mushrooms and the mushrooms will pop off, and they'll just turn into regular cows. I don't want to do that because I want to use them for something later on. So that's what shears are good for. As I said, you can left-click and it will give you the leaves. Where normally if you left-click with, and see, leaves are kind of neat because you can use them mostly for decoration. But you can actually place them if you want to build like a hedge around your house, something like that. They're just kind of a neat looking block. If you left-click them with your hand or any other tool, they just break and they're gone. So you really need the shears to collect leaves. Same with tall grass. So now that I've gone over that, armor. Armor protects you from things that will attack you. And these are the configurations to make the various pieces of armor. There's 4 pieces. There's a helmet, a chest plate, leggings, and boots. 5 ingots for a helmet, 8 for a chest plate, 7 for leggings, and 4 for boots. And I am actually going to take this and put it on so I can demonstrate how to do that. You can either hold the piece of armor that you're putting on and right click and it puts it on. And you can see it's on my little person here, or you can just drag these into the slots and put them on that way. And as you can see, my armor bar has started to fill up. That shows me how much protection my armor is giving me. And iron armor gives you fairly decent protection. It's very durable, it holds up well. Most people make iron armor. Leather armor, it's not as much protection, and it's more easily renewable because leather is just, when you kill cows they drop leather. Same amount of materials for all the different types of armor. You can also make it from gold or diamonds. Diamonds are the best type of armor. That will fill this armor bar totally up and give you the best protection. So if you get enough diamonds, you get 30 some diamonds in the game, then you can do that. These are just the different types of swords you can make. You can make a wood sword, a stone, an iron, which is the most common, a gold, which is good but less durable than iron, and a diamond, which is the best as far as durability and attack damage. And here are the different types of armor: diamond, iron, leather, and gold. Chainmail armor is not something that you can craft, but you can trade villagers for it, and as a very rare drop you might get it from a zombie or skeleton that's wearing it. Sometimes they'll drop the chainmail armor. And then this is just kind of an oddball thing, but I find it kind of amusing. If you find a pumpkin, which you can find out in the world, and you can also grow them, and if you put that pumpkin in the helmet slot, it does an odd thing to your vision. And if I hit function and F5, I can show you the different views, and that's what you look like with a pumpkin on your head. So if you just like looking funny and want to freak out your kids because that's pretty creepy looking, that's just something you can do. The other advantage to wearing a pumpkin on your head is there's an Enderman mob, and if you look at the Enderman, they get angry and they start attacking you. If you look at an Enderman while wearing a pumpkin, then they won't attack you. And then rare drops in multiplayer games, you can possibly get a player head. Zombies will very occasionally, zombies and skeletons, they're on the end, will drop their heads if they're blown up by a supercharged creeper. A creeper that's hit by lightning might become supercharged. I didn't mean to drop that back there. If that happens, and then if they blow up another mob, sometimes the mob will drop a head like that. And again, you can wear the head, why didn't that go where I wanted it, and just look funny, so if you happen to have that happen, that's just one of the things you can do. Wither skulls actually drop normally just by killing a wither skeleton in the nether. Sometimes you'll have wither skulls drop, and you can wear it, but you can also use soul stand to make a totem, and it'll create a wither, which is a really very powerful monster. But when you kill it, you get a nether star, which are useful in several crafting recipes. It's just a very pretty little item that you can use to make a beacon, which has a lot of different uses, and I'm not going to go over all those today. But that's your basic, very beginning things that you'll want to do in Minecraft. The first few days, those are the types of things that you'll want to be building and creating. You can build this little basic house if you like. You don't need corners. You just, you need walls to keep the monsters out. This simple hut can be yours for the low price of 48 wood planks. That's just 12 logs. Logs obviously are what trees are made out of, so you cut down a tree to get logs. For a roof, you'll need 15 to 17 blocks more, and I'll show you how that works. Get some blocks out. I happen to have some cobblestone in here. I've been out mining in the mines. And get up on the roof. Now you can either place a block here and build off of that, like that, and then just go across and build your roof like so. Or if you're really adventurous, you can get up here on top. You can actually place a block right on top of a torch, like that. All you have to do is get the torch, focus on the torch, you get that black outline around it, and then you have to be focused on the top part, the top panel, and then you can just place a block that way. Now, as you can see, if you only use 15 blocks, that covers your roof in, and that's secure. Now, nothing can get in this space, but it leaves the space over your door open. So you'll want to cover that. That way you're fully covered and you don't have anything coming inside your house. It would be a really rare thing for it to happen, but if you didn't have that block there, a zombie could spawn on top of your house, I suppose, and could possibly, I think they could drop, yeah, they could drop down into your house and come after you. So yeah, it's good to put that block there, but it's not absolutely necessary, just to cover your door. Spiders can still get on top of your house. You can stick a torch up here and that'll keep things from spawning on your house. And then you can also get up here, and if there's if there's a creeper outside and you can't get down off your roof because there's a creeper out here, you can shoot them with your bow and arrow. So it's handy to be able to get up on top of the roof. And actually, if you want to get up on top of your roof from inside, you can leave one of your holes open and build yourself a ladder and put a piece of ladder here, and then you can climb up onto the roof, and that's something we'll cover in another episode as well. So that's your basic survival hut to get started. You can use this as your home base. You can store your stuff in the trunk so that if you should happen to die out in the world, you do lose your stuff. If you die while you're out mining or wandering around, your stuff will drop, and you have to either rush back to where you dropped it and try to recollect it or make new stuff. So it's a good idea to empty out your inventory and have it in your chest rather than carry it around with you. And just take what you absolutely need with you when you go out exploring or mining. Okay, the last thing I think I want to show you is how to use a fishing rod. And for that, well, I have to get outside first. That's always a place to start. If I can remember where my pond is, it's over here. I can show you how the fishing rod works. Fishing rods are really kind of an oddball little thing. They're useful though. Goodness, those animals are noisy. You find a body of water, take your fishing rod in your hand, right click to cast. Oops, that cast's a little funny. You want your bobber there to float like that. And then you just kind of stand around and watch it. Now if you watch, you'll see the water particles splashing up. Those are fish. And when a fish grabs your hook, which hopefully will happen here soon, you'll actually see the water particles as if something's swimming towards your hook. You'll see it kind of go for it. Yeah, like that. And when you hear that splash, you see, oops, it did that weird thing again. Sometimes you just have to stand back. Water's a little glitchy. You just have to stand back and give yourself enough room to cast. So when those particles come at your hook and you're going to hear a splashing noise, it takes a little practice to get your timing just right, but you right click just as that bobber goes under and you'll get a fish. Hopefully. Rivers are really good for fishing. Oceans, ponds, you can fish in a one block water source. Actually, you can fish anywhere that there's water. It's a little bit easier to fish in a larger pond just because, yeah, it gets glitchy sometimes with the yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's so weird. Maybe if I get up a block. Yeah, see, sometimes it just gets a little glitchy with your fishing. And you don't just catch fish. Once in a while, rarely, you'll catch a book or a piece of armor, like a pair of boots or something. It's just an oddball thing. And it rains all the time in super flat worlds, which is kind of annoying. I just keep shutting it off. So that's how you fish. You can catch the fish, and then you can put them in an oven to cook them. As you can see, I caught a couple of raw fish and a couple salmon. So, it was a good day of fishing. So that's basically, I showed you the shears and the tools, and I think that's basically it for now. That's your very basic, like I said, your first things that you'll want to make when you start Minecraft. We covered a couple of the more advanced ores, but we'll get more into that when I do more tutorials. And that's your basic stuff. That's how you make your first house. You can make your house as fancy or as simple as you like, but for a starter house, this is a pretty good little deal. And that's how you just get started. So that's it for now, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.